Hey guys, if you're not the type to plan, prep, and cook a delicious home-cooked meal, HelloFresh is just for you. You don't have to eat like a 20-year-old anymore with HelloFresh. You're going to get mouth-watering, seasonal recipes and fresh, pre-measured ingredients delivered right to your door. Their step-by-step recipes are super easy to follow, and pre-portioned ingredients help cut down on prep time. HelloFresh is America's #1 meal kit. And they have made cooking at home fun, easy, and affordable. My family's been using HelloFresh for the past month, and the meals are amazing. Last night, we had beef tenderloin with balsamic tomatoes. Guys, it was delicious. No matter what is going on in your world, you gotta eat. So why not give HelloFresh a try? Use my link or go to HelloFresh.com. Use the promo code POGCHAEL-June16. That will get you up to 16 free meals, plus 3 surprises that will be spread out over 6 HelloFresh boxes plus free shipping. Ali Abdelaziz, manager to the Stars, came out and he was tweeting, and he was just talking about Kamaru Usman, the GOAT, the current pound-for-pound, unanimously selected greatest fighter currently active. Now, Ali was talking about Kamaru going to 205 pounds, and this is not the first time that Ali and Usman have talked about Usman going to 205 pounds. Ali said, I just rewatched it. Great fighters, but Kamaru will beat Glover. Kamaru will beat Yuri. Kamaru could beat Blachowicz. I know what you guys are thinking. I get it. So it's silly. Why bring it up? He's not going to do it. Well, strange things do happen. I mean, in all fairness, I think that a cage fighter on a daily basis does something that would be very hard for you to believe. I mean, a cage fighter that sacrifices and goes into practice in the spirit of a good time to get punched and kicked for 2 hours a day, every single day. By the way, sitting in the sauna for 30 minutes completely dehydrated and eating some diet of food that doesn't even taste good. I mean, in all fairness, I think that a fighter on a daily basis does things that you would find hard to believe. To be given the opportunity to be champ is very rare. Over history, I think we've done it, is it 4 times, guys? It really doesn't matter. My point would be there could have been 10 athletes that could have done it. They weren't given the opportunity. The same thing goes with being champion. We know who the champion is, and we know who fought for championships, but we know who the champion should have been. No, without a competitive architecture, of course we don't. So let's just speak to opportunity, because this is very different. Ali does not waste words, ever. And it's very interesting that Ali has circled back to a topic that was here 2 months ago, that was Kamaru Usman going to 205 pounds. Now, that in and of itself is interesting to me. Why not 185? Why not 155? That's the way this has always been done. They're talking about him skipping a weight class and going up 2. That's fascinating to me. Right? If this was just silly conjecture and we were throwing it out, I'm with you, but the mere fact that they've circled back, and Ali even broke it down. He went right back and watched the fight. He talked about strategies. He talked about how Usman would do it. And Usman is also talking about going to 205, never 185. I think that's a respect to Adesanya. And I don't know that respect is being shown by Ali as much as it's just Kamaru. I think Ali's like, hey, look, that's a great match. Maybe we should consider doing it. And Kamaru's going, no. 3 kings, real deal. Me, Adesanya, Francis Ngannou, I'm not stepping in the way. I think that's why we're going to 205 pounds. Either way, it is very interesting. A 70-pounder up 2 weight classes. Like, that is some parity in matchmaking that we've never done before. And you might tell me that Kamaru's too small, but if I tell you he's fighting Prochazka next Saturday, you are not betting huge money on Prochazka. You would probably lean Prochazka. You would probably say, I think Prochazka. You're not going to be big and strong on that. That's not going to be 5-1. That ain't even going to be 4-1. That's a really interesting match. It really is. Now, what is the likelihood of Dana ever allowing somebody to skip over 85 and go to 205? Well, I would put it at slim to none. But Kamaru Usman is in a very different spot. Dana White coined a phrase, lap the division. I've been following sports my entire life. I've never heard that term. That term came around for Kamaru Usman, who's beat a whole division, and he's now doing it a second time over. Lap a division. It's true. What do you want to do with him? He would absolutely be eligible to change weight classes and go for champ status. If anybody has ever been eligible in the history of ever, Of course it would be Usman, who's already beaten absolutely everybody, and he's starting to do it for a second time. Of course it would be. But we're not talking about him going up a weight class. We're not talking about him going down a weight class. We're talking about him going up 2 weight classes. It's a very different proposition, right? It's a very interesting thing. He's going to have massive speed. I mean, you can get the X's and O's and you can start to have fun, and you can even just tell me, hey, Chael, it's too big and he's not going to go there. Kamaru Usman, soaking wet, doesn't weigh 205. But neither did Frank Shamrock. I mean, right? I mean, there are guys that do a little bit better going up. Neither did Israel Adesanya. And he went and competed within the division. Anderson Silva, I'm not positive, has lost within that division. Don't go out and correct me, but I'm sure he didn't weigh 205 pounds soaking wet. Like, there is something that favors a little bit smaller guy. That would be an interesting match is all that I'm sharing for you. I think if we were to get there, if we were to be real serious and we were to get there, Kamaru is going to have to vacate 170 pounds, which not for nothing is a very interesting proposition. Adesanya walking away from that belt is interesting. It would make that whole division a lot, right? It's going to change things. You are not likely to become champion of the world if you are signed to the roster right now until Kamaru Usman retires or he leaves. You are just not likely to beat him anytime soon. It's true. Not to mention most of his hardest work is already in his rearview mirror. The top guys that are supposed to be challenging Kamaru Usman, he's not only been in the ring with, he's been in the ring with twice. It's pretty straightforward how these are going to go. Aside from hook or crook. Aside from something strange or supernatural happening. So Kamaru Usman at 205 pounds, I'm just saying, I would be interested in that. And there's some reason they keep banging this drum. Ali does not waste breath. Ever. And he keeps talking about his client at 205 pounds. And he keeps talking about him in world title fights. He keeps talking about him with the absolute best guys. Are they thinking about walking away from 170 and they're going to leave Adesanya alone and they're going to go to 205? Quite possibly. Are they talking about trying to convince Dana to do a one-off and let him be a champion 2 weight classes up? That is going to be a waste of time. I am quite sure that Dana's not going to let them do it. However, right? Dana's going to be pretty respectful of a guy who's beaten everybody in the division. Oh, by the way, he's beat him twice over. We're close here, guys. Nothing that I just said is there. We haven't solved this. But there's something there. And I want to bring it to your attention. Ali is not bringing this up for his second time for no reason. That I can tell you. What is his reason? What does he know that we don't? What's the rest of the plan that he's going to seep out very slowly? I don't know, but it exists. I can tell you that much. It exists. Kamaru Usman, 205 pounds. Kamaru Usman versus Yuri Prohaska. Don't just tell me who's too small. You guys tried that with Floyd versus Conor. You tried telling me who's too small many times. You tried telling me that with George St. Pierre against Michael Bisping. Tried many times to tell me that a guy can't go up in weight. It's always the opposite. Guy can't always go down. A guy can always go up. Can he go up 2 weight classes? That has never been tested.